So this video is going to look at, using distribution and combining like terms. So this is going to put together, we're going to build with a couple skills that we already know how to do. And so one of those skills is having to distribute something, and then the other skill is having to combine like terms. So for example, we're going to see the word simplify. And so basically simplify means to try to kind of break down the problem as much as you can. So we're going to try to get rid of parentheses. We're going to combine the like terms. So the first one we're going to do here is 5 times 2y minus 6 minus 13y. So if I look at this problem, this first part here, it has a 5 sitting outside of parentheses, and inside the parentheses is a subtraction sign. So what I can do is I can take this 5 and I can distribute it inside here. And so that's the first step I'm going to do. So we're going to have 5 times 2y minus 5 times 6. And then I'm just going to still bring down that 13y. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of take each of these pieces here and I'm going to figure out what they are. So 5 times 2 is 10, so we have 10y. 5 times 6 is 30, so I have minus 30, minus 13y. And now I have 3 pieces, so I have a 10y, I have a minus 30, and I have a minus 13y. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to combine together the things that look alike. And so remember, to look alike, you have to have the same variables. So the 10y and the minus 13y are together. And so those become, if I do 10y minus 13y, I get negative 3y. And then I have that minus 30. And I cannot combine these anymore because this part has a y and this part doesn't. Right? A common mistake people do is they try to take the 30 minus 13, and you can't do that because this part does not have a y when this part does. So this right here is our final answer. So we'll do another one just to make sure we have the hang of it. So negative times x plus 1 plus 6. So in this case, we have that negative hanging outside of the parentheses. Remember, it's helpful sometimes to think of that negative. It's really a negative 1 that's out there. So we're going to take that negative 1, we're going to distribute it to both of these pieces. So we're going to end up with negative 1x plus negative 1 times 1. And then that 6 is going to come down. And if I figure out what those pink pieces are, so negative 1x, I could just rewrite that as negative x. And then negative 1 times 1 is just minus 1 plus 6. And then the only like terms here are the negative 1 and the 6. So if I put them together, I end up with negative x, and then negative 1 plus 6 is plus 5. So, and then these, again, this has an x, this does not, so I cannot put them together. So that is my final answer. And we'll do one more just to make sure we got it. So, what about here? Negative 2 times y plus 1 plus 4. So again, the negative 2 is out front here. It's going to go to that first piece and to that second piece. So we're going to end up with negative 2y plus negative 2 times 1. And then we're going to have that plus 4. And so we have negative 2y minus 2 plus 4. And then the only like terms here are the minus 2 and the positive 4. So if I combine them together, I have negative 2y, and then negative 2 plus 4 is positive 2. And again, this negative 2y, there's a y, this one does not have a y, And so this right here is my final answer.